Hey, what's up everyone, it's Patrick, and welcome to my guide to quest Dead and Buried on RuneScape 3. On screen right now is everything you need to prepare yourself for this quest. The green text is what you actually need, and the white text are alternatives if you're making the items yourself, as well as recommended items. By the way, if you're unable to buy any of these frames or planks from the Grand Exchange, you can use protein planks as a substitute to make whatever frames you want. Also, you can toggle your PvP off if you want by speaking of Vala in Edgeville by the wilderness border, as you will have to enter the wilderness at some point. The second to last section is list items to build out the Ranger's Workroom are optional. This is a new building that was added to Fort Forinthry along with this quest, which I will be covering in this guide as well. You build tier 1 during the quest, and after you complete the quest, you can build tier 2 and tier 3. So this part of the list shows the required construction levels as well as additional items to build tier 2 and tier 3. Anyways, feel free to pause this if you need it, as I'm going to move on to the next part now. This video is brought to you by the awesome members of my Patreon. If you want access to some exclusive perks, check out the link in the description below. Enjoy the video, everyone. To start the quest, go to this area in Fort Forinthry, shown by a yellow marker on this map. Speak to the Raptor and select option 1, talk about Dead and Buried, then accept the quest. And what the hell happened to this character model? My boy shrunk. Go towards the town hall, which is the building to the north, and there is a portal at the door to continue Dead and Buried. Click on that and select option 1, yes. Speak to the Herald of Varrock, then select option 1 a total of 3 times, then option 4, option 1 again. Or refer to what's on screen. Once again, it's option 1, total of 3 times, option 4, then option 1. Head to the workshop to the west, speak to Bill, and select option 1, talk about Dead and Buried. Click on the Fort Forinthry Blueprints table to check plans. Select the plan called Ranger's Workroom Tier 1, start that blueprint. The hotspots are located directly to the south in the southwest corner of the fort. Click on a hotspot to start building, and I'm sure you guys know how to do this by now. You should also know this takes a few minutes, more like 8 minutes for this one, so while we all have nothing to do but wait for this to finish, I'm going to run an ad on the video. Speak to Guard Captain Sophia nearby. Speak to a Raptor and select option 1, talk about Dead and Buried. Before we continue, I would recommend grabbing an inventory full of food from the bank and your combat gear. Then you're going to exit the fort using a door in the northwest corner and go to this area in the wilderness shown by a yellow marker on this map. Click on the portal to continue Dead and Buried. Go west and speak to a Raptor. Go into the next room to the west and you'll see 6 red dots on the minimap. In the actual game, you'll see spooky holes where those red dots are. Search all of them to find some materials. These are not physical items that go into your inventory, so don't worry about making space. After collecting all 6 materials, 3 material ghouls will spawn. Kill them to collect 3 remaining materials. Head back to Raptor. There is a hotspot to construct a bridge south of Raptor. Click on that. Cross the bridge. Investigate the ancient door at the end. You might need to turn your camera first to see the door because you also see 2 pillars on either side of it. Click on one of the pillars, which will fail. Then you get an option to click on the Raptor to control him. Go ahead and do that, then move him to the other pillar and push that one. The Raptor and your character should push both pillars at the same time. You need 1 free inventory space. Search the ancient door to receive a Dragonkin device. Speak to the Raptor. Go to the Varric library. You can teleport out of here. At the entrance of the library, click on the portal to continue Dead and Buried and select option 1, yes. Speak to Raldo to receive a potion. Drink the potion, then inspect the Dragonkin device and select option 1, enter Dream. The goal of this place is to step on pressure plates to bring down the barriers. Keep in mind you can still control the Raptor, so use him and your character to step on the nearby 2 pressure plates to the west to get to the boulder. By the way, you can also quickly switch between the 2 characters by using a new button that appeared with the 2 people on it. Mine was near the bottom of the screen. There's certain barriers that require 3 or more pressure plates to open, such as the next barrier to the northeast, which is what the boulder is for. You can move the boulder using either your character or the Raptor. Your character can push or pull the boulder 1 tile at a time. The Raptor can push a boulder 5 tiles at a time or pull it 1 tile at a time. If there's not enough room in front of the boulder to push 5 tiles, you won't be able to do it as the Raptor. You have to switch back to your character to make the smaller moves. The next barrier will get you another boulder, so now you have 2 to help you get on the 4 pressure plates to the north. If done correctly, the barrier will disappear and you'll get a cutscene. Continue down the path until you reach the next barrier. You'll see there are 6 pressure plates here. The 4 closest to the barrier are what you need to step on, but you may notice there are no boulders here at all. Use your character to step on one of the 2 plates farthest from the barrier and a boulder will spawn. You have to leave your character there and use the Raptor to move it to one of the plates near the barrier. If your character steps off that plate without the boulder being on one of those other plates, the boulder will disappear, but you can get it to reappear again by stepping on it again. If you need to make smaller moves to get on the plate, remember if you use the pull option using the Raptor, you only move the boulder one tile at a time. Once you get the first boulder on the plate, switch back to your character, have it step on the other plate to get another boulder to spawn, then have the Raptor move the second boulder to another plate. Once the two boulders on two different plates, you can freely move your character and the Raptor onto two other plates to unlock the barrier. If done correctly, the barrier will disappear and you'll get a cutscene. Proceed into the next room, which I am going to walk you through it, but just know it's either incredibly confusing or it's glitched, because what I'm about to show you didn't work for me the first time. I had to lobby, come back, basically did the same thing and it worked. I don't know if it's because it had to be done in a specific way or it was glitched, but if it doesn't work for you, I would try logging out and log back in first, and also make sure that you follow my instructions exactly. First thing you need to do is have your character step on the first plate to northwest. A boulder will appear to the north, switch to a Raptor, and move that boulder to the second plate next to your character. Move the Raptor, stand on top of your character on the first plate. Switch to your character and stand on a third plate on the other side of the boulder. If you did correctly, you should get a cutscene. After the cutscene, a boulder should now also be in the middle of the room, but don't touch it yet. Move your character on top of the Raptor on the first plate. Switch to a Raptor and move the second boulder to the last plate at the end. Move the Raptor to step on the third plate, and if done correctly, you'll get another cutscene. Follow the path to the strange girl to get another cutscene. It doesn't matter which character you're controlling to do this. Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne. I mean Queen El Maria. Continue the conversation and select option 1 for every chat option. Interact with a dim light to the north, and you have to fight these things called nightmares. So the way you kill these things is that you have to use your character first to take out most of its HP, then switch to a Raptor to deal the final blow. This can be a little confusing because as your character, you just see them as nightmares. When you switch to a Raptor, she sees like actual people from her life that have been haunting her. So basically they're the same entity, but they'll look completely different. There's one specific nightmare that has a higher HP pool than the rest. It's not really that easy to spot. I couldn't even see it actually. The reason why I mention this is because if you do not kill this nightmare first, the other ones will keep respawning, but like I said, it's not that easy to spot, so if they do respawn, then you do what you gotta do. But one strategy that I tried to do was to try to kill different ones and hope that I get it. After defeating the nightmares, interact with the Pillar of Light and speak to King Roald. Follow the path east to the next area. Interact with a dim light over here and fight the nightmares the same way as before. After defeating the nightmares, interact with Pillar of Light and speak to Bianca. Follow the path northwest to the next area. Interact with dim light over here and fight the nightmares the same way as before. After defeating nightmares, interact with Pillar of Light and speak to the other raptor that appeared. Read the ancient writings on the wall. Finish the conversation with the raptor in the library. Go back to the area in the wilderness by the fort shown by a yellow marker on this map. Click on the portal to continue Dead and Buried. Head south to the ancient door. Enter the ancient door. Go to the middle of this area. Investigate the table and finish the conversation. So the table has 10 pieces missing. If you look at your minimap, you'll notice there's several yellow dots in the four corners of this area. Go to each corner, kill all the zombies there who will drop map pieces. Be sure to pick up a total of 10, then go back to the table in the middle. These are physical items that go into your inventory, by the way, so be sure to make room for them. With all 10 pieces in your inventory, click on the table to place the missing pieces there. Speak to a raptor and select option 1 twice. This will highlight pieces that are in the correct places, and no, she cannot do it for you. This table is basically a 5x5 slider puzzle that you have to solve. I'm sure you already know what it is, but if you don't, there's one empty space in the puzzle which gives you room to move the pieces around, and you move it one piece at a time by clicking on that piece until the image looks like the one that I put up in the video. Also, the pieces will be highlighted if they're in the correct places. I can't really walk you through this as the way it's scrambled is randomized, but the general strategy of solving one of these is to do a top row first, then a second row, then the third row, the bottom left 2x2 corner, then the rest of it. If you can't really tell what a certain piece is, the border around the image helps a lot. Obviously, that doesn't really work with the 9 pieces in the middle that aren't part of the border, but it does help narrow down which piece you're looking for. Once you're done, finish the conversation with the raptor. Go back to Fort Forinthry and head to the room east of the entrance. You can teleport out of here. Speak to Overseer Civ and select option 2, talk about dead and buried. Go to Raptor. Speak to a Raptor and select option 1, talk about dead and buried. This conversation is going to end the quest, but I also want to show you how to build the tier 2 and tier 3 Rangers Workroom. The tier 2 Rangers Workroom requires 65 construction, 24 mahogany frames, and 6 stone wall segments. Take those items out, the frames have to be noted, go to the blueprints table and start the blueprint for it, then go directly south from the table just like before, click on a hotspot to start building and wait until you're finished. After you're done building tier 2, tier 3 requires 80 construction, 42 magic frames, and 6 stone wall segments. Take those items out, the frames have to be noted again, go to blueprints table and start the blueprint for it, then go directly south from the table just like before, click on a hotspot to start building and wait until you're finished. To double check that you've finished building everything, you go to your achievement, then exploration, Fort Forinthry, make sure you have show completed checked off in case you did finish it. The achievement you're looking for is called a Fort of My Own, which is to upgrade all buildings to tier 3. If you have everything, then it should be completed. If not, you can click on it to see what you missed. Hope you found the video helpful. If you did, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for future videos to come if you haven't already. There's also a link description below for my Patreon, donation link, Twitter, and Discord where you can interact with me. Donations can also be directly made through YouTube now, thanks option near the like button below the video. Catch you later. Peace.